The Saints enter the NFL Draft with 6 picks. Barring a trade, the Saints will have a pick in the second round, no. 62 overall, 1 in the 5th round, 168, 2 in the 6th round, 177 and 202, and 2 in the 7th round, 231 and 244. How will the Saints use those picks when the draft rolls around on April 25 to 27 th? Leading up to the draft, we take a look each day, from least needed position to fill to biggest need for the Saints. Today, we look at quarterbacks. Looking for the Saints to start looking for their next Drew Brees. Don't count on it at this year's draft. Sean Payton constantly raved about his quarterback situation this past season. And who could really blame him? He had a future first-ballot Hall of Famer starting. He had a backup that could have started for several teams in the league. And he had a jack-of-all-trades third-string guy that he could line up all over the field. And that doesn't include the fourth QB who bounced back and forth on and off the roster as a practice squad quarterback. Our QB room last year was one of the better rooms that we've had here, Payton said in March at the NFL owners' meetings. When you go to Drew and then you go to Teddy, Bridgewater, and Taysom Hill, and even JT Barrett, Brees, who turned 40 in January, is coming back for his 19th season in the NFL, so is Bridgewater, who resigned in March to a one-year, $7.25 million deal that includes up to $12.5 million in incentives. The versatile Hill is back. And in January, the Saints signed Barrett to a futures contract. So the Saints shouldn't be looking for a quarterback on draft day. There really is no room for one. Eventually, they will have to start looking to find a quarterback to start grooming for when Brees shuts it down. But for now, the roster looks to be in good shape at the position. Not many teams have a young backup quarterback. Bridgewater is only 26, who is not only a former NFL starter, but one who other teams were willing to bring in and make a starter this year. Bridgewater reportedly turned down the first offer from his hometown Miami Dolphins, a 2-year worth more money, to remain with the Saints, so I look at it as this year I get the opportunity to continue to learn from a guy who's going to be a Hall of Famer and I get to be a part of a team that was a call away from being in the Super Bowl, Bridgewater said about his decision to stay. Payton was pleased with the decision and thinks it perhaps sets the Saints up for the future. We think someday he can be a starter, Payton said. We traded a third-round pick for him a year ago. A lot of people said, well, why are you doing that? He's just going to be a free agent in a year. And my response is once he sees our place and how we run our offense and what we do as a team, I think that will mean something to him, and sure enough it did. Who they'll draft. With solid backup in place to Brees and a third quarterback who proved to be an important piece of the offense, don't expect the Saints to be looking for anyone here. Previous draft previews Saturday. Special teams follow Rod Walker on Twitter, @RodWalkerAdvocate.